Welcome back to the Moms Making Money podcast. I am your host, Marli, and today we are tackling one of the biggest fears I hear from women who are considering sleep consulting as a home-based business, the fear of sales. If you've never done sales before and the very thought makes you anxious, this episode is specifically for you. So, before we dive in, I want to remind you that this podcast is dedicated to moms who are looking to create financial freedom while staying present for their families. Sleep consulting has become one of the most flexible and rewarding paths for moms to do exactly that. Now, let's address that sales fear head on. Last week, I received an email from Melissa, a mom of two, who wrote, "I'm really interested in sleep consulting, but I've never done sales before. I'm afraid I won't know how to get clients to pay me." And honestly, I hear this concern almost every single day. And here's the truth I want to share with you today. When you're passionate about the work that you don't need prior sales experience to succeed. It's not about having a perfect sales pitch or knowing all of the closing techniques. It's about becoming an expert and knowing without a doubt that you can help somebody genuinely change their life with your expertise and helping them understand how your services can work for their family. So let's reframe how we think about sales in the sleep consulting world. We are not trying to convince people who are perfectly happy with their current sleep situation that they suddenly need help. We are also not trying to convince somebody to work with us who doesn't even believe in sleep training as a parenting approach. That would require pressure sales tactics and a whole lot of convincing when that's not helpful for anybody who's involved. Instead, we are speaking directly to the audience of exhausted parents who already know that they need more sleep. They are desperately researching solutions. They are up at 3 o'clock in the morning Googling, "Why won't my baby sleep?" or "toddler waking up every hour." These parents do not need a sales expert. They need somebody who understands their problem and who has a solution. So let's say that you're at the playground with your kids. You've been seeing a mom who is struggling with her toddler, and her toddler just seems to have had enough and is ready to go home. They've been throwing fits, and mom looks really exasperated. The mom grabs all of their items and is carrying her screaming toddler out when her toddler drops their sippy cup right next to you as they're walking by. With all of the chaos and stress, mom doesn't even notice that the cup has dropped. Would you feel like you need sales training to offer help? Of course not. You would naturally want to assist that mom because you can see their struggle and you know that you can make their life easier by just grabbing that cup and handing it over to mom. That is not sales. That is service. That is being there to support somebody who needs help. And that is exactly what sleep consulting is. I want to share a quick story about one of our recent graduates from our sleep consultant program. Before becoming a sleep consultant, she was a kindergarten teacher who had never done any type of sales before in her life. The idea of having to sell herself to potential clients was absolutely terrifying. When she first considered sleep consulting, that fear was her biggest obstacle. It almost stopped her from even moving forward and becoming a sleep consultant. But something interesting happened after she completed her training. She found herself naturally sharing sleep tips with other moms at the playground. She wasn't thinking about making a sale, she was genuinely trying to help a fellow exhausted mom. That mom later reached out and became her first paying client. And here's what she told me. It didn't feel like sales at all. It felt like I was throwing a lifeline to somebody who was drowning, and they grabbed it because they needed it. I didn't need to be a salesperson. I just needed to be knowledgeable and caring. That is exactly it, you guys. That is everything that you need to know about being successful in this business. You need to care about the people that you are looking to support, and you need to know how to help them. You need to be genuinely good at what you do. And those two things combined are going to lead to success for you, regardless of whether you have a sales background. So recently, also in episode 37, we talked to Kim. She is also a graduate of the Cradle Coach Academy, and she shared something so profound with us. She said that she has simply focused on helping people, and the business part naturally fell into place. This approach will always work best, especially for those of us who don't have a sales background. When you lead with your passion for helping others and you put yourself out there authentically, the business will follow. Here's why this works so well in sleep consulting specifically. First, sleep deprivation creates a genuine, urgent need. Parents are not looking for a luxury service. They are looking for survival. When their need meets your solution, the sale almost makes itself without requiring sophisticated sales techniques. Second, this field is built on relationships. Sleep consulting is not a one time transaction. You're building trust with families and you are guiding them through a transformation. When you focus on the relationship rather than the transaction, the sales pressure dissolves completely. Now, that's not to say that we don't give you support and guidance in the sales process because we absolutely do. And it is a key part of this business, but it still is done in a way that is genuine and showing your passion and leading with the care for the families that you work with. So, yes, we provide additional sales information and guidance and mentorship and all of that, but it is all focused on building that relationship and letting that lead the way to the sale. Here's a practical tip. Instead of thinking about selling your services, focus on having conversations. When you talk to a potential client, ask questions about their situation. You are genuinely wanting to get to know them and how things are going for them. How is their current sleep situation affecting their family? What have they already tried? What would getting more sleep mean for them? Listen and really, really listen to their answers. Then you're simply explaining how you might be able to help them based on what they've shared with you. This is not a sales pitch that requires years of experience. It is just simply a conversation between two people who are trying to solve a problem together. Now, I do want to acknowledge that putting yourself out there when you've never done sales before can feel vulnerable, especially at first. And that is totally normal. But remember this, your knowledge and your expertise have tremendous value. And charging appropriately for that value is not something that you need sales training for. Think about the last time that you paid for a service that genuinely improved your life. Maybe it was a house cleaner who gave you back hours in your week, or a course that taught you a valuable skill. Or maybe you hired that lawn person that you've been thinking about so that you and your partner can focus on hanging out with each other over the weekend instead of stressing out about lawn work. When you hired that person, did you analyze their sales techniques? Or were you simply grateful for the transformation that they provided through the service that you paid for? As sleep consultants, we're not just selling sleep plans. We're selling nights of uninterrupted sleep. We're selling peaceful bedtimes. We're selling parents who can function at work again, marriages that aren't strained by exhaustion, and babies who wake up happy instead of cranky. That is worth every single penny, and it's something that you can confidently stand behind even without prior sales experience. I want to share a quote from Jessica, who is a mom who worked with one of our sleep consultant graduates. She said, I was hesitant to spend money on sleep consulting when there's so much free advice online. But after 6 months of trying everything I could find on Google and getting up 8 times a night, I realized I needed personalized help. Working with my sleep consultant didn't just give me sleep again, it literally saved my mental health. I would have paid twice what she charged for the results that we got. When you deliver that kind of transformation, you don't have to be a seasoned salesperson. You just have to believe in what you offer and communicate it clearly. If you are feeling inspired to explore sleep consulting as your path to earning from home, I have something special for you. You can register for our free 90-day sleep consultant blueprint training. This free video series will walk you through exactly what you need to start your journey as a sleep consultant and how to build your business that fits into your life as a mom. You can register for this at thecradlecoachacademy.com/video dash series. The link is in the show notes as well. And remember this, The world needs more sleep consultants who genuinely care. There are countless exhausted families who will be grateful to find you. Don't let the fear of sales keep you from making a difference and creating income on your own terms, especially when you realize that true service needs no fancy sales techniques. Thank you again for listening to the Moms Making Money podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review if you have a minute, and share it with a mom friend who may need to hear this message. Until next time, this is Marli reminding you that you do not have to choose between being a present mom and creating a business of your dreams.